What's up guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you haven't already, like, subscribe, hit the little bell notification. These are the stats. My goal is 100,000 by my birthday, which is October 7th. We can do it. After that we're gonna do like a massive bracelet giveaway, but make sure you like it. Let's hit the intro and then we have a fun topic today.
In the world, you can be anything. Be the positive change that this world needs. Together, we can end the stigma of mental health. We can be the voices for those who are scared to speak up. Through this journey, I will be right by your side. I will be your biggest cheerleader. I'll be there on your worst days and your darkest nights. On the days that you feel like you can't push anymore. Keep pushing. We are Team Maddie.
Okay, I said fun, but maybe it's not fun. But I thought it was very important to do like a rule staff have to follow that you might not know. Because this one, it could get me in trouble. Because I know HR still watches all my stuff. But if you are thinking about being a staff at a psych hospital, I think it's important to hit all of the things you have to follow that you might not know you have to follow. Because the rules change constantly. Per always, this is per my place, not a doctor, not a nurse. I'm just a staff there. So yeah, I want to start with we'll start morning to night. That way you can see how your day progresses as a staff, because there's certain things that I do and other staff do that we had to accommodate the rules, but also figure out ways to get around it to benefit us, which that sounds horrible, but I promise. So we are not able to have we're not able to have cans on the unit. Why? Because kids could SH with this. So instead what we do is we get water bottles like this and we put it in there. Now recently our work has said, hey, you can't have these type of water bottles because this is a danger. So what we've been doing is we've been getting the little the coffee mug types, and we've been putting energy drinks in there because trust me, after a long shift there or a long night or just your first shift, you're gonna need an energy drink of some sort. You're gonna need caffeine, coffee, whatever, but it can't be in anything like that. No cans and no water bottles, which that is a new rule for our unit, and it's because the girls unit was taking these off, and which is a no-no, obviously, because then you have to go to the ER, and it causes a lot. So we can't even have these anymore. Some staff takes the lid off and leave them. I hate that personally, because at the end of the day, it's gonna dump. It's gonna knock over. Something's gonna happen to it. Also, there's just a lot of germs everywhere, and I don't really want my water exposed to the air, I guess you could say. But also kids, yeah, I don't need a client spitting in my drink either, and I just lost the lid. But yeah, so these are a big thing. In the beginning it was hard. So coffee, so if you go to Dunkin' and say you get, you know how Dunkin' and Starbucks no longer have the straws and they have the sippy cup lids? We can't use those. Everything has to be in a hard cup. So oh my gosh, what are they called? They're the cups that everyone has that makes your drink super cold. Anyway, those. They have to be in those on the unit at all times because you don't want a kid taking the lid off or doing anything with it. Another thing is gum. We're not allowed to have gum at all, but some staff has it. I think at the end of the day, if something were to happen in an emergency and you swallow it, it's a risk in which the hospital doesn't want to be liable for. We don't get bags. So there's lockers downstairs and you have to put your bag in a locker. And I recommend if given the opportunity, you get a lock. Do you trust everyone? I do. Am I going to risk it? No. And so I think that's just another thing is you always have to watch your stuff, because even at any job, even at the TV station, I had a lock on my locker because you just never know who's going to go through your stuff or what stuff's going to go missing. Food, this is the worst part, is we can't bring our own food in. You have to eat with what the clients eat. And I mean, I get it. You know, we're trying to not rub it in their face oh, I brought Pizza Hut. What did you bring? Oh, you just got the cafeteria food. The food's fine there. There's 3 meals I will refuse to eat and I'll just be hungry. I don't like the bean. I will not eat beans anywhere, but their quesadillas are not that good. Their mashed potatoes are not good. And then they do a taco, it's a bean burrito. It's just not good. Those are the 3 I won't eat. However, they have chicken and waffles, which are amazing. Their macaroni is so good. 9 out of 10 times their food's really good. I love their breakfast. Our breakfast there is so good. And you get a lot of food, which is different because I felt in high school I never got enough food, just going through the line. You get plenty of food there. And some kids can ask for doubles. If you don't like any meal, you get to ask for a PB&J. But our work recently has mandated breaks now, which we didn't have before. Yes, no, we didn't. And if they try to say it, no, we didn't. But anyway, where you can take a break, 15-minute break, someone taps you out. It's not really enough time. That's why I eat so fast as like even not at work, because you have to eat so fast because you have to be back on the unit. There's like a little mart now downstairs where you can buy like snacks, drinks, food. It gets kind of challenging because you can't take anything up, so you're literally scarfing it downstairs. There's been times like if I am like starving and I cannot eat what they have for some reason, I'll DoorDash food. You get 15 minutes, you chug as much of it down as you can, and then you just throw away the rest. But we're not able to bring food in, and that's truly because as a client I can see like how it's disrespectful. Like if I'm over here eating Pizza Hut and you're eating the bean burrito I don't like, and I'm like, you can smell it, it would suck. However, side note, if a client's family brings them food, they just go into a separate room with them and eat, so they have privacy. You have 15 minutes at our hospital if you're late. You get a 7-minute pass. After 7 minutes, 15 minutes you get written up. No, it's like hit or miss. I mean, a lot of people aren't late. Like a 7-minute gap will like take what you have like stuck in traffic usually, unless you're just super running behind and it is your fault, then the 15-minute one usually gets it. Another thing is I would say the hardest part is keeping your cool, but we do have little codes. Like say a kid is in my face and I'm getting like annoyed, the kid's going after me, I'm gonna like be mean or say something, which would never happen, but if it does, we have a code called tap out, and it literally is like tap me out. Tap me out. It means get me off the unit. It means switch, no questions asked, go. And sometimes it happens most with new staff who are getting used to the kids being in their face constantly. It happens a lot of times for when they're like aggressive and a staff's getting heated and they're like, I'm gonna say something, I need off the unit, tap me out, tap me out. Then like whoever is nearby just goes go, and I got it, and they'll take over the crisis. Doesn't happen a lot. Like I said, it usually only happens like if someone's truly in another staff's face, like this close, cussing them out, and it's a mess. That's kind of our free pass. Snacks, it's kind of like this, you know how like we have girl code and boy code? We have like staff code where like if we know the snack is gonna be crap, and there's times it is, I'm calling it as it is. You can have unlimited fruit all day long. We have a bowl of fruit and you can have as much fruit as you want. But there's sometimes that the snacks are just not it. And it's like those healthy chips no one eats with a slice of cheese. And it's like, what were you doing? But anyway, we can kind of get a vibe early that day, like we can see what the snacks are, and one person will plan their break to run to the gas station, grab a bag of chips, and run back because we care about you guys and we want you guys to have good snacks. And then we just split it over the unit because it's more important that you guys have like a good snack. Rather, I wouldn't eat the chips either. I don't like those healthy baked chips. Like, give me real Doritos. Another one is the walkies. We always have walkies on us at all times. It's like a number one you have to have, because in case of a crisis or in case of emergency, you have to have a walkie. That way you can call all hands, a code green, a medical emergency, you have to have a walkie on you at all times. You can even get written up for not having them. Another thing is like, they're very strict on like what you wear, at least at ours. We have to have our logo shirt on, or they were changing it so you could wear scrub tops, but it's like, if you wear a scrub top, oh my gosh, HR, turn away real quick. If you don't want to wear a scrub top, wear like the colored matching shirt that looks like a scrub top with a jacket over. It works just fine. I haven't gotten caught yet. Knock on wood, because I know they watch, so please don't come after me. Another one is we can't have strings. So all of my hoodies don't have strings, but we're not allowed to wear hoodies either. So like I wear, I don't know how to describe it. Like you can't have anything with a hood because a kid could take it and rip it. So I wear like, they're just like over, they don't have zippers, it's just like over it. I don't know what you call it, a jacket with, I don't know, hood, but no zippers either. So it just makes it easier to I don't even have, oh here, something like this. This is what I wear, but a longer version. And I have one that's just all black, that's Ivoryella, that I wear all the time to work, and my collar pops out and it looks super cute. I think it looks cute because I wore uniforms my whole life, so it kind of reminds me of that. But just something like this, a sweater, whatever you want to call it, because hoods and strings are extremely dangerous and the kids can't even wear it, so we can't. We are not allowed to give the kids extra blankets. That is a rule that staff sometimes doesn't follow and gets in trouble for. You don't know what they're going to do with it. Granted, there's been times where our heat went out in the winter and we were on the unit, and I gave everyone a blanket and I was like, I want to see your hands. Put your hands above the blanket, that way we can see them. Because there's no blankets allowed on our unit, but sometimes the heat just goes out. Sometimes you have to improvise. Sometimes management's not there and you have to make executive decisions, and you're just like, put the blanket on you, put your hands like where we can see them, that way we make sure everyone's safe, but that way no one's freezing. And you'll learn, like, as a staff member, like, when there's no one to make the call, you have to make the safest call, and you learn to, like, think critically on, like, what is the safest call? What is the safest version of this that I can do? Which is, like, let me see your hands, just put your hands out, cover up with the blanket, whatever. The blankets can't leave the bedrooms, just so that everyone's safe. We can't have pins on us, which I feel like is a very, like, you would think of it, but here's the issue. Like, I have lanyards, and I worked in an ER before, so, like, my go-to is putting my pin right here, and it took months for me to not, like, automatically just be like, okay, and go, because they can take them, and they can do stuff with them, and you don't want them to do that because it ends bad for everyone. So you can't have pins on the unit, which it's kind of hard to chart. So a lot of us have, like, these little, like, clipboard things. This has my iPad in it, but imagine this as a clipboard and it, like, locks. Then you put your pen in there. Oh, look at Bella. You put your pen in there, and then you do your charting. It's just easier. If you are going to be a staff, I highly recommend getting a closed clipboard. I do have a video that's going to come out that's, like, hacks for people who work in a psych hospital. But get one that locks so you can put your badge in there. You can put your pens in there. You only need one because you'll get in trouble if you get any more than that. And you'll put your papers in there so you can chart, and you just carry it around. Because we have to chart every 15 minutes, so it just makes sense to have it. That way, in case something happens, it's there. Turnover, you have to stay until turnover. I know some days are, like, super late, and there's days that I don't even leave until 7:30 and I'm off at 7, and I still haven't given turnover at 7:30 because the nurses turnover. So nurses do turnover with the techs and everyone's staff. They do that downstairs, and then the staff comes up and they get turnover from us because they need to know, like, hey, I gave this kid medicine, whatever, and then we give report on the kid's day. You just have to wait it out. It sucks. Sometimes you're there super late, sometimes you're there early, or you leave early. 9 out of 10 chances you don't, but a lot of times you just have to stay late, and you kind of just have to suck it up and just remember you're there for the kids. The best thing to know, though, out of this whole thing is that you may not get along with your staff. You may not get along with your coworkers, but at the end of the day, they're the ones that are going to have your backs. So you have to, like, try to stay on good terms with them. There were lots of people I worked with who were always, like, burning bridges, and at the end of the day, it was worse for them than just toughing it out. So, like, don't take shit off of anyone, but definitely don't burn a bridge because you're gonna need their help at the end of the day, and that's what I recommend. So I'm gonna do a video on, like, 5 hacks to new staff members. That's, like, on my list. I have a whole list. I'm so glad to be back. It feels good. I finally have motivation to do this again. We're gonna knock these out. They come out every Tuesday and Thursday, probably 6 p.m. That's what I'm thinking about. Please put your comments and your questions in the bottom. I want to answer them. I want to keep the series going. It means the world to me. I love you guys. Remember, it might be a bad day month here, but it's not a bad life, and I'll see you next time.